Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing these new Thailand arrival cards. As I've discussed in other videos, the TM6 has phased out. Thailand has come out and said we're rolling out a digital system coming in May. We're sort of waiting around in the interim to see how that plays out. That said, I thought of making this video after reading a recent article from the Pattaya Mail, pattayamail.com. Hey, hats off to you guys down there. Thanks a lot for letting me cite again. Article is titled TM6 Requirement for All Foreigners Creeping Towards May 1. Quoting directly, the new system, the Thailand Digital Arrival Card, TDAC, was not technically an application for entry, but a digital restatement of the information formerly contained on the now defunct TM6, whose details were years ago scribbled by weary passengers about to arrive in Thailand. Yeah, good point. I think that's Barry Kenyon writing. He's always a good writer. That said, yeah, one thing I want to say, just because you can digitize things doesn't necessarily mean you have to. I do get there's some expense that went with printing the cards and some things of that nature. Timing was kind of a problem. I am really getting tired of everything being digitized, though. I really am. I don't like the trend. I think it's bad overall. That said, quoting further, so the TDAC to be accessed via the official Thai immigration website or mobile application will need passport details, purpose of visit, accommodation address, and contact information, including a personal phone number and relevant email addresses. Group registrations by tour operators abroad may be allowed, but no confirmation as yet. Quoting further, the Ministry of Tourism and Sports says all foreigners on every future trip here, so all foreigners on every future trip, quoting further, will need to submit the digital TM6 form online. Then my question became when? You know, and why do you put this onus on people and presume they all have smartphones? That's the thing I'm really sick of in this brave new world we're all supposed to enjoy, where we own nothing and be happy, is that we all got to be bagged and tagged and moved around, and then if you don't have a phone, you're somehow a leper now. Quoting further, there are no exceptions for visa holders of any kind, apparently including permanent residents who don't even have a visa but do need a re-entry permit. This has angered retirees, work permit holders, and other long stayers who point out that the Thai authorities have that information anyway. Yeah, you know, it's not a bad point. Now, one thing I would say is this digital TM6, maybe make the rule you have to do it within like 72 hours of arrival, and have it also interact with the TM30 for these people so that they automatically file their TM30. Look, I'm not going to make a fortune selling TM30 services. I never was. We did, actually, this channel first started blowing up when we started talking about TM30. What was that? 6 years, 7 years, 5 years ago? I don't remember. It's been a long time. But we first started talking about that. People at the time were like, you're giving out a lot of free information about TM30. Nobody is lining up around my office to get help with TM30. I have no problem talking about that. Any digitization you could do to make that easier on the foreigners would be a good thing. So, point being, if you're going to do this TM6 thing and force everybody to have to comply with it and basically say, we're presuming you have a smartphone, make TM30 a component of it and then allow people to do it within 72 hours of arrival on either a smartphone or their PC. It'd make it more convenient all around, kill two birds with one stone for the foreigners and immigration. You get your goal. They tell you where they're at, which is at the end of the day the big issue here. That said, quoting further, although the idea is to fill in the TDAC in advance of travel, there is provision for filling in the form in special kiosks on arrival at Thai airports or entry points. Thus, the temporary conclusion is that airlines will not be refusing boarding to passengers who can't show their received QR code, as there's an alternative, but nobody knows for sure. Yeah, don't do that. That would be horrible. You're keeping people from boarding to come into Thailand. Meanwhile, we never did the TM6 like that. You got it on the plane. Just one man's opinion here, if immigration or Ministry of Foreign Affairs or anybody wants to listen, combine this system with the TM30. Make it so people have to do it within 72 hours of arrival, and it both fills out it meets their requirements for TM6 and meets their requirement for TM30. This would increase convenience. I think it would make foreigners happier to do this TM6. Again, permanent residents don't have to do TM30 to begin with. I think the policy on permanent residents is kind of ridiculous, frankly. That said, setting that aside, again, with permanent residents, they're already in a house book and things. I have another video I'm making contemporaneously with this one. I'll get into all of that. But long story short, with the non-immigrants at least, combine this thing with TM30. Why not? This is the perfect time to do it too, before we roll it out, so that when they arrive, they just start filling in their TM30s automatically, and then next high season, we're in the catbird seat effectively. I don't see the downside to that. Now, hopefully that'll occur. I don't think that's a foregone conclusion, but that said, we'll keep you updated on this channel as the situation evolves.